Hi, I'm Finley, and I'm Chucky's friend to the end. Heidi fucking ho. Happy Halloween, everybody. And, you read the title of this thing, so you know what I'm reviewing. You know what this video is about. Oh, and just in the nick of time, too. It's basically about Chucky sees, basically Halloween free on Chucky. So, yeah, basically the episode starts off basically with a news report about the White House Halloween party. At first, the First Lady thinks maybe we should cancel it because, concerning all the murders, but he thinks that would not be necessary with all the government employees and all the security, so that would definitely not be a problem. Henry is looking back on last year's Halloween about his brother Joseph with the costume he wore. And speaking of Joseph, his good guy doll is wearing the costume his brother wore. He basically tells Joseph that he can't take the thing off because he looks old, and that's why he's wearing the mask, Anyway, we cut to prison where we see Tiffany, in prison and getting greeted by all the prison guards and, the warden giving her a hard time and, basically showing her what prison life is like since she's on death row now. Anyway, Henry is about to carve his pumpkin in with Joseph, and his nanny comes in, and of course she's dressed like Mary Poppins, and she comes in and she explains to Henry about dead ghosts, and she practically just joins a bond with the kid. That's all. She basically just tries to get along with him, Oh, anyway, then we come back to the prison where Bride of Frankenstein is playing. Of course it does. Where Tiffany meets up with a woman that I forgot her name, and I forgot her name. All right, I apologize. Correct me in the comments. All right. At first, her and Tiffany kind of hit it off. They kind of share some stories. They kind of just form a bit of a friendship. But then that friendship kind of goes sour when Tiffany mentions that she killed her sister, or Jennifer Tilly's sister, and Megan. Yeah, Megan. And then she quickly turns on her quickly, saying that she can't wait to see her rot and can't wait to see her get lethal injection because according to her and her sister were best friends, absolutely inseparable. She would do anything for her sister. It just shows, and seeing other people just kill their sisters, well, that's just basically a deal breaker. That's like that friendship that they were just having, that whole getting along sort of thing, just out the window, because the second she heard her kill Tiffany's sister, or, they can forget about becoming friends or anything, and she just can't wait to see her rot in hell, and she throws her cigarette at her and just leaves her. Yeah, and, basically just throwing insults at her. Jeez, that wouldn't sell fast. It has to respect, though, considering the fact that, she cares so much about her sister, she would just, despise other people who would just kill their own siblings. Respect. Anyway, we cut to Jake, Devin, and Lexi at the White House dressed up as good guy dolls. Of course, they would dress up like that. And their plan is simple. But first, they go through the metal detectors, and honestly, I do love this line from Jake when Lexi's all like, "Oh, my costume's now ruined."
Fuck. There goes that, and my costume's ruined.
You always look hot.
I still have it just kind of shows how far they come as friends. I mean, 2 Halloweens ago, she was dressed up as his dead dad and doing an electric dance of how he died. Yeah, don't think I'm not forgetting about that. Considering the fact that those two are like brothers and sisters now, I'm not forgetting about that. Okay, whatever. Their plan is to catch Chucky on video. But Lexi doesn't think it's a great idea considering this modern age of technology and animatronics, even if Chucky does talk and move around, people will just think it's all fake, movie magic, So, anyway, they're greeted by a clown. Lexi says she hates Halloween, and goddamn, the White House is packing for Halloween. If this is what this place does for Halloween, I gotta be here for Christmas. Anyway, they meet up with Grant, and they meet up with the president too, but he has different forms of celebrating the party. For example, he sees a little boy who looks just like Joseph, and it just tracks his attention, and long enough, he tries asking, is he lost, but he just runs away, asking the question, is that really Joseph, or a child just screwing with the president? Anyway, Grant and Lexi, they both just have a good time, while for Chucky, on the other hand, just basically does his usual shtick.
Bring it on, bitches.
So, yeah, he has a big plan in store. Well, he tries chatting with Henry, but then Henry's nanny comes in. I don't think you're allowed to, hold a knife like that in the president's son's room, lady. Even if you just said, hey, I'm done carving your pumpkin, Oh, whatever. And then she takes a notice of the book he's reading, and then once again, she basically just tries to build a bond, and, saying that she's seen ghosts before, and saying ghosts ain't all that bad, Oh, in other words, she basically just acts all nice to him, and, and they go play hide and seek, which is honestly kind of adorable. Anyway, Lexi and Grant goes to Grant's room, while Jake and Devin investigate the place for Chucky. Grant and Lexi, they both, they kind of hit it off. They both kind of talk about their feelings, dance a little bit. Although, Lexi's more interested on getting Chucky, she does have some time to talk about, like, family stuff, like her missing sister, her dad. And honestly, their chemistry together is kind of cute, even kind of cool, actually. They both get along, and they both do a little making out, and then, well, we cut back to Jake and Devin, again, looking for Chucky, and then we cut to Tiffany, and her box of voodoo stuff comes in the mail, and, well, she's excited. Voodoo for Dummies came for her, as well as a bunch of other dolls. And since that woman tossed her cigarette to her, well, let's just say this, though. We cut to that lady, and I'm not going to show you because of YouTube, but let's just say this, though. Let's just say she should not have gave Tiffany her cigarette butt. She should have just, like, walked away when she heard about Tiffany's sister getting killed by her and stuff like that. She should have just walked away, because that was a big mistake she made, because I'm not going to show you because of YouTube. But I will definitely say it is the most gruesome kill in half of this season. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, after episode 4 of season 3, actors strike, and, well, season 3 got cut in half for a bit, and, we had to wait a couple of months for the conclusion for season 3, so let's just say this is the gruesomest kill half of season 3, okay? Like, when Tiffany uses her belonging and use a doll, and she literally controls her like a puppet. At first, she just plays around with the knives, and then she starts hurting herself, and just this whole thing, really. It was gruesome, it was brutal, and just absolutely crazy. And I'm surprised the prisoner guards didn't do anything about it. Like seriously, I thought prisoner guards are supposed to, like, prevent other people in prison from killing themselves or something. Like, I don't know if she was working for the prison, or she got sentenced into the prison, but either way, I'm pretty sure prisoner guards, no prisoner guards, they were just holding their guns and trying to be all, like, preventing her from doing something. Well, newsflash, they weren't actually preventing her, they weren't trying to hold her back, they weren't trying to, like, do something to restrain her. No, they just let her do her thing while acting all concerned of why she's doing it, instead of, like, standing around wondering why the hell is this lady suddenly now doing this stuff to her. How about you try and preventing that by, like, trying to hold her back, or take the objects out of her hand, or try to do something to stop her from doing something worse to herself, am I right? Anyway, she gets killed, and in the most gruesomest way, I will say, once again. And let me just get the pictures back up. And, well, we cut back to Jake, Devin, and Lexi back at the White House, and they see Joseph and Chucky and Henry together, and Devin just plans to record him while well, I do love this little dynamic, what Chucky does with his good guy voice, you know, mocking them in a way. Just watch for yourself.
Don't do anything stupid.
Wanna play?
Hey, Grant, you know, realizes that Lexi was just using him to get into the White House like everyone else does, and even though that's far from the truth, blackout happens, and everything is in hell. Everyone doesn't know what to do. The president, he finds Chucky, aka Joseph, and then the lights turn back on, and then everyone around them hears like creaking noises. It says, yeah, it turns out Chucky was doing something with that chandelier. It drops. Let's just say the chandelier. It drops on everyone, killing multiple people. That nice lady that dressed up like Mary Poppins, that was nice to Henry and tried to be all, you know, good with him and all that. Let's just say this though, if like her face literally like comes off, like it literally like rips straight off, like goddamn, like this might be the goriest episode in half of season 3, like straight up, like, and not just the lady with her face peeling off, but we see like guts, blood. It's just mental and crazy cool though, but at the same time just whoa, you know. Anyway, Jake, Devin, and Lexi are disgusted what Chucky did, but you know, it's typical Chucky. Of course he would do something to, you know, to cause this massive death. Anyway, we cut back to Tilly, and, you know, the warden, she spits in her food. Shouldn't have done that, lady. She spits her gum, and, like with the last one, she makes a doll, and she controls her like a puppet now. This time, she's nicer. She doesn't, she's completely nice and all that. And, you know, she asks for a couple of personal belongings from all the guards in the prison and before her final days. In other words, Tiffany's planning a jailbreak. I wonder why all prisoners haven't tried this before. Anyway, we cut to Chucky. Thinking that he's finally appeased Damballa, he finally asks for, you know, to not, well, let's just say this, though. He looks himself in the mirror and realizes he's still aging. And I gotta say, I just love this stuff from Chucky right now.
Umbrella! Why have you forsaken me?
Also, I just love the final words Chucky says to end off the episode. It's just, damn.
I'm fucking dying!
And that was the end of episode 4 of season 3, and aka half of season 3, because remember, after this, actor strike, and, you know, it was just this whole thing, really. You know, we didn't get to hear word from Chucky for a couple of months. It was just, again, this whole thing. But I gotta say, it was the perfect send-off of half of season 3, like, ending on that cliffhanger, ending on all those things, and just straight up, again, it was just, whoa. And I gotta say, not a bad Halloween episode. This is the F-Man Critic telling you to like, subscribe, hit notification. Have a happy Halloween, everybody.